in this handout, it was really kind of fun to put this together, especially having done the project I've done and not getting to put my opinion into the equation. Dave, a number of years ago, did a best of the best thing, and I thought that's maybe kind of pretentious, I suppose, on my part to think that I could do something like that. But at least I dove in pretty hard and a long time ago, and have learned a lot along the way. And so I thought maybe there'd be some value to put together a list like that. Well, with everything else going on with preparing this, with summer marching band duties, MYP curriculum writing, and the IB deal, that big fat list never got done because I ended up with about 80 tunes and had a hard time whittling it down. So I thought, okay, let's get real. We leave on Wednesday morning. What can I have done in that time? And I thought, tying into the master's project that I did, what if I answered my own question? So I can manage that. And then I took stock of that on about Monday afternoon and realized of the 25 pieces on this list, I'd only done the write-ups on 11 or 12. So I will apologize for any lack of clarity, anything you read in there that seems a little confusing. Just try to get what the meaning is out of it. Thought doesn't always flow as clearly somewhere between about midnight and 2 in the morning. I knew it was time to stop when I couldn't think in complete sentences anymore each night. There are a couple pieces in here, I guess. It's all wonderful, wonderful stuff. And to me, this is just top music for middle-level bands. But there are a couple that stand out in my mind that I guess want to call particular attention to. Tim Brose on the top of page 2, his Symphonia number 4, Suite for Winds and Percussion, was originally published under that title and then went out of print. And the revisions that Tim made, oh my gosh, it was one of my favorite pieces to teach to start with, and one that just sent the kids out the door with that piece just in their heads and in their veins. And what he did from version 1 to the version you can buy now is absolutely dynamite. That piece is worth its weight in gold many times over. Down further on that page, Michael Doherty, if you don't know who he is, I don't know enough about the guy, but I know some of the titles he's written that he's used on pieces. He's done a symphony on tunes that tie into Superman. He's written a piece called Desi. He's very much rooted in popular culture, but most of the stuff that he's written, you're going to hear it with the orchestras and a few pretty sophisticated works for band. I love the dedication on there where he says he wrote the piece, he dedicated the piece to his 14-year-old daughter, Evelyn, who plays a pretty mean bassoon. And it starts out with this, after this kind of pretty heavy-duty percussion stuff, bassoon duet in 5/4 time. And I've only a couple times in all my teaching years had 2 bassoons. But on the years where the couple times that I've taught this piece, I thought, you know what? I got a pretty smart bari sax player. Let's see if they can figure this out. And they figure out how to go back and forth, and I tell them the rules, and change it, read it like it's treble clef, change your key appropriately, and off we go. It is an absolute gas. And it's on the light green covered Teaching Music Through Performance in Music set of, they're in the book and in the accompanying CDs. Absolute dynamite. A piece that I latched onto, well, kind of right after it came out, is Robert Jager's 3 Chinese Miniatures. If you don't know this, you need to. It is wonderful, wonderful music. Jager writes so well. The program notes do it a disservice because it talks about he chose to favor doing a Western type setting instead of a more authentic Oriental type deal. But boy, I tell you, there's so many pieces where it's take a non-Western, non-American melody, insert whatever, and they just put this absolutely stupid band accompaniment to it. This is the farthest thing from that, and it's gorgeous writing, neat solos, very, very creative. Again, just tremendous piece. I love Pierre LaPlante's American River Songs, and then I discovered English country settings and found that I like that even better. And Prospect is on the first Teaching Music Through Performance CD and book, and I hadn't heard of it till I listened to that, and then I fell in love with that too. Just sublime music. Some of the other titles on here are ones that we're playing, so I didn't want to elaborate on those, but you can't go wrong with Vaughan Williams. I'm a Vaughan Williams junkie. I'm a Milwaukee Brewers junkie too. Maybe that puts things in perspective. I don't know. when you're the son of an Episcopal priest and you live in German territory, there's just something about all of that. It's this kind of odd confluence of circumstances that happens to be my life. But I absolutely love that stuff. There's just, when the music can speak to something that's beyond what's there and stretch you and kind of lead you onto something bigger, whatever that might be. A lot of this music does that, and some of it they don't even know that it's happening. I think the next piece is one of those. Bill Himes is the director of the Salvation Army staff band, the Chicago staff band of the Salvation Army. I actually got to meet him about a month ago. He brought his band up to the cities. Turns out his wife died many years ago, but she was from Northeast Minneapolis. Like, some of these kids live in Northeast Minneapolis. Whoa, Bill Himes knows where St. Anthony is? You're kidding. No, I'm from Northeast. He could have knocked me over. Thingamajig is absolute gas. The program notes are, a lot of what you've got in the program are basically I took out of the score. So that tells you the story. What a delightful, delightful piece.